Hey everybody, this is Robert with RC Archery. Today's video I want to talk about finding your natural point of aim and why that's important. So when we talk about finding our natural point of aim, we're talking about two different scenarios and two different aspects. We want to look at laterally left and right movements, and we want to look at vertically up and down movements. So there's going to be two different parts that control that. The lateral movements, left and right movements, are going to be controlled by the way that we place our feet and our hips versus our shoulders. So what you want to do in that situation is always have a slightly open, neutrally open stance as far as your toes are concerned. What I like to do is stack my front foot, the big toe on my front foot, the end of that goes right at the, I guess the base knuckle of the big toe on my back foot. So I've had some pictures that I posted on my Instagram account, my Facebook account, and also in some of the videos that I've done here, I've also shown my footing and shown the positioning and everything from there, but basically just having them stack. So that's what you're looking for. Now whenever we talk about addressing the target, that's where we're going to look at how our feet and our hips are aligned versus our shoulders. Keeping those feet in the same position and stacked on the toes like that, and then opening our hips more or closing them in more, that's what controls how we twist our upper body. Our upper body is going to want to move left and right to be able to match our hips, and when you find that natural position where you just hold in the middle on your own, that's what's going to help you with your groupings the best. Because all things being considered, if you don't torque the bow, if you don't do something crazy with your release execution, you should be able to find the middle of the target every time. Now when we look at the vertical aspect of all that, what we're looking at is two things combined into one. One, we're looking at the way that we balance our stabilizers. So finding that balance front to back to where the bow is going to naturally want to sit level on the target as we work through our shot. So whether that's pulling through the shot, holding, at the wall, holding, with that back tension there, however that may be, you're going to want to weight those stabilizers to where everything wants to float around in the middle, so you're not seeing any huge movements up and down. You want to be right around that center area. The other side of that is the positioning of our loop, so the height up and down on our string and how that relates to the pulling forces. So if you need to be a little bit more pulling from the top of the bow, a little bit more pulling from the bottom of the bow to help work along with your stabilizers to be able to hold you naturally in the center. So when we look at importance to that, I've got a target set up here. I'm at 20 yards right now and I have a Vegas vase set up. What I'm going to do is draw back on target. I'm going to aim at the center of the top spot and get everything aligned, everything working for me. Once I get ready to start my shot, I'm going to shut my eyes. I'm going to leave them closed the entire time that I'm shooting my shot. I don't expect to hit dead center in the X, but I want to see where I'm grouping. I want to see all my groupings consistently. And then from there, after I've done all my homework to find out where my feet need to be placed, where my upper body needs to be placed, stabilizers, everything like that, this is where I'm checking my work basically. So that old adage like with your math teacher, check your work, go back, show your work, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to be finding out on the target. When I do this drill, if I notice that I start hitting left, right, up, or down and I'm drifting and being consistent with my drift that I'm doing, then I know that I need to work a little bit more on my stance or maybe on the weighting of my stabilizers. So let me show you what that looks like. Alright, so I've got my stance set up here. Everything is aligned to target just like I'm normally going to do. Again, I'm going to take a aim on target, get everything centered, everything ready to go, and then just shut my eyes. I'm going to leave them that way throughout the remainder of the shot. So we're going to do that a couple times. For sake of the video, I think I'll do it 3 times just to kind of get a 3-arrow average so you can see what's going on. Same thing every shot. So I can't see super well. It all looks like it. I mean, it all hit the target at least. I'll zoom in a little bit and turn the camera around, let you see what it looks like here. There we go. That'll work. Hopefully it doesn't move out. All right, so as you can see, you know, I've got one arrow a little bit off to the right, one of them a little bit more off to the right, kind of center-ish, and then that one up there, like an 11 o'clock position. All of them are around the gold though. They're all in the 9, and that just shows you, you know, kind of natural float, but it also shows you how your body's aligned. So, you know, the old adage is you don't want to over aim, and this is a prime example of why you don't want to over aim. A lot of people will miss because over aiming and focusing too hard on the target, they're either going to become a drive-by shooter or trying to force it and induce this tension in their hand, their bow hand, and their release hand, and it just, you know, makes you unsteady. It makes you, you know, jerk and move and do something crazy off target. With this drill, again, I'm not gonna say, hey, you need to do this and you know, keep your eyes closed and all that fun stuff, because, you know, obviously that's kind of dangerous. So if you do it, that's on you, because from what I'm going to say is don't try this at home. Legally, that's you know, I got to say that. But you know, you can do the same thing really by just shutting your eyes for a little bit and holding, and then opening your eyes and seeing where you're at. And then you can adjust your stance, and you can work on adjusting the bow and doing the exact same, you know, drill and what I did without the shooting. The shooting part of it is what I do just secondary. I know by setting myself up prior, I've got my stance set up the way that I want it to. I know that my bow and the stabilizers and everything is set up the way that I want. I want to make sure that I have clean shot execution. So making sure I'm not doing anything crazy with my release hand. I don't have any flinches or jerks. I know me personally, I have a tendency to where I'll push the target and go up and left. That's just me. Same thing if I, you know, start trying to work through my shot and it's not going. Sometimes I'll pull too hard or have an erratic motion with my bow hand. It'll pull things up and left. So, you know, knowing your tendencies and being able to see it, but this drill will show you that over aiming is bad. Finding your natural point of aim is the way that you want to go. Thank you for watching today. I look forward to seeing you soon.